This morning I'm in Fanad Head in County Donegal after arriving here from County Wicklow yesterday evening and catching a wonderful sunset at the Murder Hole beach. Now at the time the tide was high tide at the Murder Hole, so the foam on the sea was just too white really, and there was such contrast between the rock that sits in the centre of the bay there and the white sea and the beautiful sky. But nonetheless, I attempted to capture a few images, and I was happy enough with the compositions I was getting, particularly as the sun caught the inner bay. And I'll just put that image up there now so that you can see it. But this morning I'm here at Fanad Head, and as you can see the sun has risen about 15 minutes ago or so, and I'll just swing around so you can see the lighthouse in the background there. This is an absolutely superb location. I visited here before, and when I was here before I took an image from the top there closer to where the car park is. But this morning I've walked down because the movement in the water, you can see it behind me there, it's just fantastic, and I wanted to fill the frame with the sky and that movement in the water, and I've been shooting at around 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 15 seconds just to try to smooth that water. I'm going to switch now and I'm going to start shooting at 1 second, a half a second, to try to get some of the structure, the darker tones in the water. While I still have the light. I'll briefly show you exactly what I'm doing in the camera, so you can see there, I think, the type of image that I'm going for. It's very simple. It really is just the lighthouse on the right hand third, slightly overexposing, and the Melmore Head is to the left there. So I'm going to continue here for the next 5 or 10 minutes, and then I may move off to the Great Pollet Sea Arch, or else I'll return and go south towards Donegal and try to check out some locations for the sunrise tomorrow morning. Fanad Head Lighthouse, there's another absolutely wonderful and unmissable seascape feature here on the Fanad Peninsula, and that's this Great Pollet Sea Arch behind me. It really is. I've been here before and I had to come down again. There's no easy way down. I was chased by cows protecting their calves on the way down and had to hop over a barbed wire fence. I'm just keeping an eye on my camera here, because the surface is quite close to the base of the rocks there, but I think I'm okay for now. So again, I've been playing around with longer shutter speeds here at the Sea Arch, from 1 second through to 10 and 15 seconds, and just try to get that nice mix. Whatever kind of comes out in the camera and whatever pleases me, that's really what I'm going for. The composition is very simple. I'll just show you here. I'll walk you up to the camera and let's have a look. So the rock here in front of us here, that's really my foreground. and I'm just using that rock primarily. From time to time, the light has been hitting the side of the rock just here, and which has created some beautiful contrast for me. But I think I'm going to head back now for the morning. The sun is getting brighter. As you can see in the video, that light is hitting the side of that rock now. So there we are. I'm going to grab my camera now before I'm swept off these rocks. Okay. I think I've missed breakfast, so getting down to the Great Pollard Sea Arch is no easy feat. I was just talking to another hiker there, and he said he was also chased by cattle. I tried a different way back up to the car here, and lo and behold, sometimes God shines down on us. And I found this wonderful track that leads to a gate to the road further up there. So I'm thrilled to bits about that. It's the simple things in life that make it worthwhile. But if you just look at the view behind me here, looking over to Melmore Head, and it really is just stunning, absolutely stunning. I really enjoyed my time down at the Sea Arch. It's a very special place, and if you do get the opportunity to come up to Donegal, West Donegal, certainly pay a visit to the Pollet Sea Arch. The only way to find it really is go into Google Maps and look for road ends that are closest to the arch. You'll find the arch on Google Earth, but that's really it. So I enjoyed flying the drone and taking a few photographs. So I'm starting to fade a little bit now, so I need some food, and let's see where the day takes us next. Well, the Great Pollard Sea Arch this morning was difficult enough to find, but this location, and you can see it just over my right shoulder there, absolutely superb. The Marble Arch on Horn Head. I thought about going to Melmore Head this afternoon, but it was a 4-hour round trip from the Downings, which is at the base of the kind of Fanad headland. And I said, no, I'm not going to do a 4-hour drive. It's a 4-hour drive all the way up from Dublin to Fanad. So I've chosen to come to Horn Head instead, and I'm really happy I have. Now the light is absolutely awful at the moment. You can see if I pan around there, we've got Tory Island out in the sea, somewhere there. Well, I've travelled around to the far side of the bay, and this inlet that we see down here runs beautifully up to the arch itself, and there's a few absolutely stunning rocks in the foreground. So the light is still absolutely shocking, and I'd love to get just a little bit of side light on the arch there, but it's not happening at the moment. Though there are rays hitting Tory Island offshore, and I might switch there and use a 135mm lens just to try to capture that. They're not quite over Tory at the moment, but I should really keep my mind on one thing at a time. And at present I have the big stopper on, a 10-stop ND filter, and I've used a 2-stop medium just at the top of the cliffs there. I didn't want to get too much sky in because there's nothing happening there. And the rock formations down here are just absolutely stunning. The way they slant across and down into the sea, and then meeting the arch itself. And that arch might look small on this video, but believe me, it's a monstrous arch. Apparently it's 20 meters high. I've 1 minute left of this long exposure. Okay, so the time's up. My 4 minutes is up, and so let's see what we get. There we go. Good morning from Donegal, and this morning I have gone out on spec close to the hotel in Downings here. So I'm looking over the bay that is at Downings. Now I went up previously to Tron Rosson, and I thought that the sunrise might be, the light from the sunrise might make a pleasing composition from that point, but I was very much mistaken, as the beach was completely in shade, even though there was some colour in the sky. Now at 7 a.m. About 10 minutes ago, the light was blocked from lighting up that sky, but as you can see behind me now, there's beautiful colour there. Well, my scouting mission this morning has finally produced something resembling a composition. So I took a road in towards some holiday homes not far from Downings, and walked across the dunes and found this beautiful little bay. And it frames Donegal mountain in the far distance beautifully. It's fading now, but I'll just turn around and just to show you the actual scene. Now let me just adjust the exposure here. So you can see. So just to show you the composition in the back of the camera here, I've managed to get my good footwear soaked. You can see, I'll probably see it there now. I didn't bring the wellies with me, even though they're in the back of the car. But the image is just very, very simple, and I think you can see it there. So it's just the rock here on the left. And on the right, and the movement of water through that. You can see it in live view there. So I'm just shooting at about 2.5 seconds or so, with Donegal in the distance. Donegal is fading now as the sun rises higher, but about 15 minutes ago it was quite distinct in the landscape. So I'm going to finish up here. So I'm going to finish up here and go back to the hotel, grab a breakfast and make a plan for the rest of the day. I think I'll go down to Dunlewy and try to just try to scout that location for a sunrise shot tomorrow morning. So there it is.